Hello, my name is Leah Sugarman. Welcome to your leg strengthening class. For this practice, you may wish to have a yoga block or a thick book or a water bottle nearby, just to use to help you stabilize your balance. But if you don't have that, no worries. You can always use the floor or your own body. So begin in a tabletop position. So on all fours. Align your shoulders roughly over your wrists, stack your hips roughly over your knees. And create length through your whole back body. Reach the crown of your head forward, lengthen your tailbone back behind you. Now equalize your weight in both hands, shift your weight over into your left knee, and lift a bent right knee open toward the right side of your mat, kind of like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Now from here, slowly begin to take circles with your knee, and make the circles as wide as you can. You can move in any direction right now. And try to isolate this movement in your hip from your leg itself. On your next breath, reverse directions with your circles. And then slowly relax your right knee back down to the floor. Reestablish your neutral tabletop, your lengthened spine. And when you're ready, inhale, reach a bent left knee open toward the left. And again, begin to make circles with your knee. Move in any direction right now. And make those circles as wide as you can, letting your leg literally move within the hip socket. Keep everything else as stable and still as possible. On your next breath, reverse directions. And then when you're ready, slowly release your left knee back down to the mat. Walk your hands forward, roughly one of your own palm's distance. Tuck your toes underneath. Stretch your sit bones up toward the sky as you lift your knees into downward facing dog. Option to bend your knees as little or as much as you'd like to here. On an inhale, stretch and extend your left leg as much as you can and bend deeply into your right knee. And then switch sides. Bend deeply into your left knee. Stretch and extend your right leg as much as you comfortably can. And just continue to move like this. Pedal out your feet. Walk your down dog. Gently sway from side to side. If you want to, you can even add a little bit of hip movement into this action, swaying your hips from side to side as you pedal out your feet. And take one more walk on each side. And then when you're ready, find your way back to a neutral tabletop position. From here, inhale, reach your right leg up, neutral down dog position. So from here, reach your right leg up to the sky. And then bend your knee deeply and open your hip. Turn your knee open toward the right side of your mat. And just like you did in tabletop, begin to make circles with your knee. Move in any direction that you'd like. And try to just move your thigh bone inside your hip socket. And then reverse directions. And then slowly release your right foot back down into your neutral down dog. This time, inhale, reach your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee deeply, open your hip, turn your knee toward the left. And again, just like before, make circles with your knee as wide as you can. Move your thigh bone in your hip socket. And then reverse directions. On your next breath, slowly release your left foot back down to the floor into downward facing dog. And then lift your heels, soften your knees, and slowly tiptoe your feet forward toward the top of your mat. Bend your knees as much as you would like to get there until you're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Let the weight of your upper body hang heavy toward the floor. Your feet can either be together or roughly hip distance apart. On your next inhale, bend your knees deeply, graze your fingertips across the floor, and then sweep your arms up to the sky. Sit low into a chair pose. Sink the weight of your hips back behind you, but lift and lengthen your spine up away from the floor. Bend your knees a little bit deeper and draw your palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, lengthen your back body. And exhale, spiral and twist your whole torso toward the right. With every inhale, lengthen your spine a little bit more. With every exhale, spin yourself a little bit further into your twist. On your next inhale, come back to center. Again, lengthen your back body. And exhale, spin and twist your torso toward the left this time. Inhale, lengthen your back body. Exhale, spin your torso. Keep your knees bent deeply, sink low into your seat. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, fold the weight of your torso forward and down. Option to keep your knees bent or straighten your legs as you allow the weight of your upper body to melt down with gravity. Inhale, lift your torso halfway up. Rest your hands either on your thighs, shins, props, or the floor. Lengthen the crown of your head forward. Reach your tailbone behind you. Exhale, fold and release down. Bend your knees deeply until you can plant your palms to the floor and take a big step back with your right foot. Root firmly into your left foot. Kick back strongly through your right foot and press the floor away to sweep your arms toward the sky and lift your torso high into a high lunge. Bend your front knee deeply. Kick back strongly through your right foot. Inhale, grow tall through your spine. Activate your back leg. And as you exhale, bend your back knee and let it hover just above the floor. Inhale, stretch and extend your back leg. Exhale, bend your right knee, let it hover just above the floor. Inhale, straighten and extend. Exhale, bend your right knee, let it hover above the mat. Inhale, straighten and extend. Root down firmly into your front foot and stretch and straighten your front leg as well. Draw your hands to your hips. You can step your back foot in just slightly and then release your heel to the floor and turn your toes out roughly to face toward the top right corner of your mat. Scissor your legs toward each other. Imagine energetically drawing them into the midline. Reach your right heel forward. Draw your left heel back so that your hips turn to face forward in space. Root down firmly into both feet and lift and lengthen your spine. An option to stay here or lead with your chest and hinge from your hips to dive forward over your front leg. And just go as far as feels comfortable for you today. Continue to scissor your legs toward each other. Magnetize them into the midline. Now from here, you may wish to grab a prop and place it next to your left foot. And then release your right hand either onto that prop. You can be on fingertips or the floor. And elongate the crown of your head forward in space. Hug in around your belly. Continue to scissor your legs toward each other. Feel that strong activation in your base. And then spiral and twist your whole torso toward the left. Option to reach your left arm to the sky. Feel the strength within your legs. Keep grounding down into your feet and scissoring your legs toward each other. Take a deep breath in. If your left arm is lifted, exhale, slowly release it back down to your hip. Bend deeply into your left knee and walk your prop or your fingertips forward so that your right hand reaches to the top right corner of your mat. Focus your eyes to one non-moving point on the floor in front of you. Pour your weight firmly into your left leg, so much so that you can lift off of your right leg and immediately kick it toward the back of your mat. Scissor your legs apart from each other. Feel the activation in your base. Lengthen your spine forward and then turn and twist your torso again toward the left. Option to reach your left arm to the sky. Stabilize your breath here. Feel the strength in your base as you draw your legs apart from each other. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly unwind your twist. Stretch your right leg straight up toward the sky and relax the weight of your torso forward and down. Again, your hands can be on props, fingertips of the floor. You're welcome to bend your left leg as much as you would like. Inhale deeply here. And as you exhale, bend deeply into both knees. Tap your right knee behind your left. Inhale, stretch and extend your right leg back out long. Exhale, bend deeply into both knees. Tap your right knee behind your left. Inhale, stretch and extend back out. Exhale, bend deeply into both knees. Tap your right knee behind your left. Inhale, stretch and extend back out. And then exhale, bend both knees deeply. Release your right foot beside your left. And fold the weight of your torso forward and down. Option to bend your knees as much as you'd like to here. If you want to, you can catch a hold of opposite elbows. Maybe gently sway your torso from side to side. You could shake your head yes, shake your head no. Release tension from your neck. Take a moment to turn into your breath. Reestablish a nice steady rhythm. And then on your next inhale, relax your arms down toward the floor if they're not there already. Bend your knees deeply, graze your fingertips to the floor, and sweep your arms up, sweep your torso up, and sit low into a chair pose. Sink your hips down toward the floor. Just take a peek down at your feet. If you can't see all 10 toes, then strive to sit your hips back a little bit further. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, draw your hands to meet in front of your heart. Inhale, grow tall through your spine. Keep your seat low, and this time exhale, twist and open toward the left first. Turn your torso to the left. Sink the weight of your hips down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist and turn your torso toward the right. Sink your hips low. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold and release your torso forward and down. Bend your knees deeply until you can plant your palms and take a big step back with your left foot this time. Ground down firmly into your right foot. Kick back strongly through your left heel and press the floor away to sweep and extend your arms to the sky. Bend your front knee deeply. Activate your back leg. Lift your thigh bone away from the floor. Inhale, grow tall through your spine. And as you exhale, bend your back knee. Let it hover just above the floor. Inhale, stretch and extend your back leg. Exhale, bend your back knee. Let it hover just above the floor. Inhale, straighten and extend. Exhale, bend and hover. Inhale, straighten and extend. Release your hands to your hips. Press firmly into both feet and straighten your front leg as well. Take a small step in with your back foot and release your heel to the floor. Angle your toes out slightly, maybe so they point toward the top left corner of your mat. Root firmly into both feet. Scissor your legs toward each other. Magnetize them into the midline so that your pelvis turns forward in space. Root firmly against your feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine. An option to stay here. Exhale, lead with your chest and hinge from your hips to dive forward over your front leg. Now again, only go as far as it feels appropriate for you today. Stretch the crown of your head forward. Keep scissoring your legs together. Feel the strength in your base. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release your left hand either onto a prop, to your fingertips, or to the floor. Scissor your legs toward each other. Feel their strength. Lengthen the crown of your head forward. Draw your spine away from your pelvis. And then from that new length, spiral and twist your whole torso toward the right. Option to reach your right arm to the sky. Inhale deeply. If your right arm is lifted, slowly release it back down to your hip. Take your left fingertips or your prop to the top left corner of your mat and lean your weight forward as you bend your right knee deeply. Keep leaning your weight forward so much so that you can spring off of your back leg and immediately kick it straight back behind you. Option to straighten your right leg. Scissor your legs apart from each other. Feel the activation in your base. Elongate your spine forward and spiral and twist your whole torso again to the right. Option to reach your right arm to the sky. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly unwind your twist. Release your right hand to a prop or the floor. Elongate your spine forward and relax the weight of your upper body down. Kick back through your left foot. Inhale here. Exhale, bend deeply into both knees. Tap your left knee behind your right. Inhale, stretch and extend back out. Exhale, bend both knees deeply. Tap your left knee behind your right. Inhale, stretch and extend back out. Exhale, bend and tap. Inhale, lengthen and expand. And then exhale, bend both knees. Release your left foot beside your right. Fold the weight of your torso forward and down over your legs. Option to bend your knees. On your next inhale, bend your knees deeply. Graze your fingertips to the floor. Sweep your arms to the sky. Sink low into your seat. Inhale, grow tall through your spine. Exhale, sit a little bit deeper into your seat. Inhale, lengthen your back. Exhale, bend a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend your knees lower toward the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees so deeply that you rise up to the tips of your toes. Release your fingertips to the floor. Squeeze your legs together. Grow tall through your back body. Option to stay here with your hands either on props or the floor, or option to challenge your balance and draw your palms to meet in front of your heart. Squeeze your legs together. Feel the activation in your base to support the lift of your torso and your balance here. If you've lifted, take a deep inhale. Exhale, slowly release your hands back down if they're lifted. Untuck one toe at a time to release the tops of your feet to the floor, and then come to sit onto your heels. Now you're more than welcome to place a prop between your heels and your seat. If this feels uncomfortable for you, you can find any other comfortable seated position. If this feels good for you, you can lift and lengthen through your spine. Option to stay like this, or lean your weight forward, plant your palms to the floor, lift your seat, and slide your heels apart from each other so that they reach toward the outer edges of your mat. And then you have this space to release your seat down between your heels. Now you're more than welcome to place props underneath you, or if it feels appropriate, you can release your seat in between your heels. Again, find a position that you like, lift and lengthen your spine. And you're welcome to stay up tall, or if it feels good for you and you want a little bit of release through your quadriceps, you could take your hands back behind you and slowly start to walk your hands back. Maybe release down onto your forearms, or perhaps release all the way down to the floor. You could also do this one leg at a time if that feels more accessible to you. Again, you could be in any comfortable seated position and just focus on an elongated spine. So wherever you choose to be, stabilize your breath. And then if you leaned back slowly, draw yourself back up to a neutral spine. Wherever you are, take your hands back behind you, release your legs long forward in front of you, and find your way onto your back. Bend deeply into both knees and plant your feet onto the floor. And then draw your right knee into your chest. Hug it in closely. And you have the option to stay here just like this, or if you would like to, you can interlace your fingers behind the back of your thigh, and then stretch and extend your right leg up toward the sky. And now you're more than welcome to keep the knee bent, or you could start to straighten the leg. Find the position that feels best right now. Option to stay here, or option to straighten your left leg. Option to slide your hands up your leg to hold in a different position. So just find the place where you like the best right now, where you feel the best sensation, the most relaxing shape. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, bend deeply into your right knee. If it's not already, release your foot to the floor. Bend your left knee. If you straightened it, release your foot to the floor. And this time, hug your left knee into your chest. So again, you have the option to stay here. If you want to, you could interlace your fingers behind the back of your left thigh. Option to stretch and extend your left leg towards straight. You're welcome to keep your knee bent. Option to straighten your right leg. Option to hold anywhere along the leg that feels appropriate for you. Soften the weight of your shoulders. Breathe into the release. Maybe even thank your legs for all of their hard work today. And all of their hard work always. They literally support us as we stand and walk, jump, and run. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee deeply. Stretch and extend your left leg out long. Reach your right leg out long if it's not there already. Soften and relax your arms by your sides. Let the weight of your body melt into the floor. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes. And consciously let go of any tension that may be lingering in your legs. Give yourself permission to allow them to fully release. Let yourself be supported by the floor. Let all of your body weight release down. And truly allow yourself to surrender into this space. Really give yourself permission to let go here. And of course, feel free to stay here for as long as you would like today. Thank you so much for sharing your practice.